Getting fucked up and playing video games, boys.
Yeah. I had a friend who had one arm, and he was at LAN parties, and he would destroy, like just crush.
A limb party?
Yeah, what game?
Halo. I mean, he was good at all games.
You gotta watch out for those one-arm niggas, dude.
Halo was a shit.
Was he like...
That's almost an advantage.
Yeah,
that's an upper hand, dude.
Playing with his feet.
I bet he eats pussy like a monster now because he he would lick the right thumbstick.
Did he really?
No, dog.
I was like, what the fuck?
He's a comedian.
I imagine in a pinch,
lie.
In a pinch, you're just like.
I've seen people. I feel like I've seen like snippets of people who have done that. Like it's like half the controllers in their mouth and shit.
There's those controllers where you can like suck and blow and like you know like they're basically like a bop it hanging in front of your face.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Ground Score Champs.
Yeah.
My name's Chad.
It's me, Anthony.
And today we have a very special guest, comedian Hayden Ray.
Hello.
Yeah, part of the Terre Haute comedy scene.
If you can call it that.
Actually, sorry, I want to take that back. Part of the Indiana comedy scene.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Hayden, what's your funniest joke? Tell us so we can steal it.
God, don't
do a joke. Come on, funny man.
Why'd the comedian cheat on her husband?
Why?
Because she felt invisible. And she was a whore.
That's a good one, dude.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. All right. Hell now that you put that on the podcast, that's anybody's to take. This is a public
Free
domain
joke.
podcast.
Free joke.
Free joke.
Do you guys like to play jokes on people, like when they pass out drunk?
Oh, in high school, I would fold up ketchup packets and stick them under the toilet seat, so that way when people would sit down on the toilet seat, it would squirt ketchup into their pants.
That's more of like a shithead party trick, kind of like in the realm of an upper decker.
That fucking LAN party I was talking about earlier, where me and my buddy took Tylenol PM and a little bit of morphine. I remember our buddy Jake fell asleep and we drew all over his face with Sharpies, like dicks and shit, just everything you could think of, just lit his face up. And his mom walked upstairs and was like, "What the fuck are y'all doing?" And started yelling at him. She's like, "Cream, you got cancer. You drawing on niggas' faces. What the fuck is wrong with you?" I thought that was the funniest shit ever, dude. I remember she made us wake him up and tell him, and he like got so fucking mad. So after we got yelled at by her, we had to get bitched at by him. He fucking swung on us and shit.
It's so, dude, permanent marker. You have to use shaving cream.
Back then, it was actually permanent.
You got to use shaving cream. That's the trick. I remember a girl let me draw on her hair when we were little. Like I drew on her hair with Sharpie.
Jesus Christ.
Did
she have bald spots? Or were you like filling it in?
I I took like strands of her hair and held them, and it was like straight lines down her hair, like highlight style.
Hayden thought you meant you were drawing.
I thought you were helping her.
No, yeah, like I was drawing. I was drawing hair on someone, like how my head's bald.
Dude, that'd be so fucking funny. I want to shave my head and then paint something on it just to look goofy.
The swastika?
Yeah, dude. I knew a dude who I was pretty good friends with growing up. He was like the son of this dude my mom dated. And he went to a party when he was like 15 and fell asleep, and these dudes tattooed a swastika on his forehead.
Oh,
on his what?
That's rough.
On his forehead.
No way.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
So fucked
up. It was
up.
just like a shitty line, but like still there. He had to get it like lasered off.
How much did he sue them for? Because I feel like there's no way I would live my life like that.
If you woke up with a big bold swastika, that would suck. But I feel like this was just them with the fucking like needle, and they just went.
Yeah.
You think a skinny swastika is
okay? Yeah,
a
little skinny swastika.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the fatter it is, the more hate's built into it. You know.
I don't know, man.
The more hate you pump into a swastika, it gets bigger.
Like, I will say the cheaper
they're all hateful, but
the cheaper it looks, the more likely you are to get people to believe your story that someone did it to you while you were asleep.
Yeah, dude, if it's big, bald, lined up and everything.
There's like explosions happening behind it. They're like, you paid for this.
It's got like the 3D like fucking like print of it. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Ground Score Champs. We joke about swastikas. It's not a good idea, but we do it.
And on that note, hit the theme song.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys.
Now watch this. This will blow your fucking mind. Check this shit out. Look at that. I love food more than I love myself.
Yes, the internet is a very dangerous place.
Wait for me, see?
It kind of absorbs you. Is there people out there, little assholes, little douchebags, little dickheads, little cunts? What they post online lives there forever.
Ground Score your jams.
So today we're gonna be talking about Brian Rizzo, aka OnlyUseMeBlade. What do you know about UseMeBlade?
I know that he's embarrassing.
Yeah.
He's a fucking embarrassment.
Hayden, based off of the quick rundown I've given you, what do you think?
I think he has a very edgy screen name. Is
OnlyUseMeBlade.
he?
Well, we'll get into why he goes by that. It's very interesting. Okay. So,
Perfect.
Before we get into that, gotta lay the backstory. So in the early days of YouTube, video game gameplay channels were few and far between, thanks to like no technology to film the content. To perfectly capture gameplay from your console, you needed a capture card, something like an Elgato, which hooks up to the computer, films your gameplay at a high quality. This put a lot of people at an advantage if they had it, because they could use it and they experience some of that sweet, sweet YouTube money.
Rich white homes.
Rich white homes for sure, dude.
That's like, I often wonder, I'm like, where did Blade get the money to buy one of these? Because he seems like he's always just been like, I don't know, he seems like a dude who works at a grocery store.
I think a lot of nerds were easy to hop on him first.
Am I gonna see this guy? I feel like I have to put a face.
Yeah,
in
you'll
it.
get to see him.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
The capture card spawned an internet sensation known as Let's Play videos, in which you watch someone with one of these capture cards play a video game and their commentaries normally over the videos.
Yeah, it's like what people say, like, oh, kids don't even play video games anymore. They just watch motherfuckers play
Yeah,
them.
dude.
It's literally, that's what we're talking about, is that's a Let's Play video.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people who have made careers off of it and have made it like their bread and butter, like PewDiePie, Dr. Disrespect, Mark Lapire, all the good people, you know? The people that had a capture card early and started making good videos, and then like they built careers.
Yeah, you're probably sponsored by G Fuel if you had a capture card early enough.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's not the case with a fair majority of YouTube players, as some have faded into obscurity, spent their money, fell into some scandals, died, but none of them are as fucked up or as sad as the story of the man known as OnlyUseMeBlade. So Hayden, you brought up something about his appearance, and I will show you.
Yeah, let's.
Okay.
We
let's
have
get
to
into
kind of
it.
describe it
Perfect.
to set the scene for the people here. So Brian Rizzo, I will show you what he looks like when he was younger, and then I'll show you what he looks like now.
Okay.
So younger,
He's always been a wad.
yeah, just kind of a wad of a person, you know.
Yeah, he's a wad.
So earlier, back in the day, he looked like that, you know.
It's like
No chin.
No chin, short brown hair, like
Yeah.
beagle-headed almost.
Okay. How old is he here in
NPC
this
shit.
photo, you think? Guess
See, that's the
It's
thing
hard
about
saying.
OnlyUseMeBlade.
He was born in 1983, December 3rd,
Oh,
to be
okay.
specific.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So,
So yeah, very little is known about his life before YouTube. His father wasn't in the picture, as I'm pretty sure he died. All that you really know about him starts the day he uploaded his first YouTube video, which was April 9th, 2009, which is coming up actually.
Saturday, it's the day before my birthday.
Yeah, this podcast will probably be out afterwards, but that's my dad's birthday. That's Gerard Way's birthday, and it's OnlyUseMeBlade's YouTube channel birthday. The video he uploaded was one of him happily bragging about his flawless victory in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. The thing that stood out to people was his production value in the video, because he had the capture card, which was rarely seen, and because he had like a commentary. The second thing that stuck out to everyone was the fact that when playing Call of Duty, Blade rarely used guns when he played. Instead, he opted for just stabbing niggas across the map.
Yeah,
And that's how he got the name
Hell yeah.
OnlyUseMeBlade.
I get clipped by 8-year-olds when I try to play those
OnlyUseMeBlade.
games.
Okay,
yeah,
so it's an accent.
yeah.
Okay, sick.
I only use me Blade.
Yeah.
All right.
So
He's speaking nerd jargon.
That's fun.
his first video was literally just him running around the map. I think he got like maybe 10, 15 kills and no deaths just using his blade on a
15
map.
bomb.
Yeah.
So he was really good at it. And the amount of talent and skill he possessed when it came to it landed him a spot on the long list of YouTubers who fell for the whole machinima scam. Do you know anything about machinima?
Yeah, I used to watch her videos back in the day.
Do you remember like their story? Like what happened to them and
I
shit?
do remember them just disappearing suddenly
Yeah.
off the scene, but I don't like.
I know
That's
that they
essentially
did
like what
some sort of
happened.
bad business. That's about it with streamers.
I don't know exactly what the bad, like, I don't know if you're like alluding to contracts and shit, but they definitely, it's like the 360 deals of the YouTube.
Okay.
Machinima was basically just like a YouTube gaming network that sponsored all these YouTube content creators, and whether it be like film reviews, gamers, and shit, Machinima would like put them in the web, pay them money to crank out shit on their channel, and eventually like it just randomly disappeared, leaving all those people in the dust. But before it went down, OnlyUseMeBlade quit his job and decided to pursue internet content creation.
He said, "I'm gonna go pro at being a nerd."
Yeah, dude.
Who were Machinima's hot front girls like Olivia Munn and
You're thinking of
Morgan
G4,
Webb?
but I mean,
No. I said who were
on...
Machinimas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're Machinima people, so
I don't
they're
know
in the
anybody
minor
from
leagues of G4.
Yeah, I just honestly couldn't imagine quitting your job to become a professional gamer.
Yeah, you're just like, you know what?
It'd be tight,
Fuck
but
Papa John's.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna go play video games for a living.
I mean, if that's your other job, it makes total sense. But I don't know. I feel like you would. It would quickly become work for me, and I would stop enjoying the video game as much.
I feel like that is the case with a lot of streamers, especially the ones that spin out like Blade and
the ones who act like super over the top and like, whoa.
Oh yeah, that's
can
gonna
you
get old.
believe that?
That's definitely
Yeah.
getting old.
Yeah.
Well, luckily for Blade, it was a decision that paid off pretty well for him because he started collaborating with a lot of people that were like huge shit in the YouTube scene, like the PKA podcast, FPS Russia, and those dudes, Keemstar, Wings of Redemption, both of which are episodes of this podcast for another time.
Ooh.
He started making like a lot of money and was like selling merch and really gaining a lot of fans. And I have a clip of when he first hit 10,000 subscribers, and this is just to kind of set the scene of how nice and humble he was back then, because it's just him playing Call of Duty, and the whole time he's just like, he's thinking for the success. So this is before his life just went to complete shit.
Holy crap. 10,000 people out there in the world have want to be updated on my videos. That's insane as far as subscribers go. Guys, I didn't think I would ever have 10,000 subscribers. Hopefully I'm not getting big-headed about it. And one of the people commented in one of the videos saying that they liked me when I first started, and now I'm getting too mainstream. I'm just going to continue to do my thing. Now watch this. These two things made me laugh, and I wanted to give you guys a full game, but...
So he just kind of gets into his gameplay after that, but you see how he's just kind of like, oh, hey, like I'm just like you guys. Thank you for the subscribers. It's humble Brian.
Very clean cut.
Humble Blade for sure. And it's like well deserved, you know. Killing dudes with your blade only is wild. I suck at Call of Duty.
Oh, dude.
I get
I'm
crushed.
When was the last?
I got that school shooter energy though. I fucking have an advantage.
Yeah, I've got no dubs though.
Oh,
ever.
so you're saying you're good at Call of Duty?
No. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like.
Yeah, honestly, when you were saying that he got 15 kill streaks, I was like, this guy sucks.
I could be getting his numbers wrong, dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
well, attack nuke is 25.
you try being OnlyUseMeBlade, bro.
Yeah, well, it looks hard.
Well,
it gets harder.
Yeah. In less than a year, he managed to gain over 30,000 subscribers. And this was like back in the old days of YouTube when that meant a lot. And they all loved him and applauded him for his abilities in the game. And it was early in his career that he first got to join his first major gaming event, which he gained a lot of notoriety for. It was something called the Billionaires Challenge. And it was set up by this billionaire named Alki David, and he was going to give like $100,000 to the best Call of Duty player. And he got all the best Call of Duty players on YouTube together for it, and Blade was a part of it.
What a weird billionaire thing to do.
Yeah, dude. From what I read about the billionaire, he is kind of a disgraced billionaire, did a lot of shady dealings, and I got to do a deep dive on him. I was like, that's a story. I'll keep my eye on that.
The whole
one.
tournament is probably a story we could do.
Yeah, honestly. And he went to the competition and stuck to his name. He only used his blade, and he didn't win, but people were like, yo, this guy's hot shit.
That's wild.
So that gained him
that is badass.
a fuck ton more subscribers. And like this was pretty much like the height of his career. He started meeting a lot of good people, and he met Keemstar, which... Do you know who Keemstar is?
Yeah. Did he start Drama Alert? Was that Keemstar?
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing is Blade and Keemstar were friends way back before that, and Blade credits with helping the creation of Drama Alert.
Okay.
Because they became really good friends, and they would just like make content together like nonstop. Like they would help each other with each other's channels. They started their own podcast. Drama Alert was slowly formed, but yeah, like.
Wait, did Keem start out playing COD too?
I think so.
Interesting.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I never knew if he actually played video games or just spoke.
Keemstar's fame came from a clip of him that went viral on Call of Duty, where he was like cussing out some dude, and somebody who had a capture card captured him yelling, and then they posted it on YouTube, and then after that he was like, "Oh, that's me," and then started YouTube.
That was his Bill Burr Philly rant.
Yeah, dude.
That was his pop-off moment.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, but Blade and Keem became good ass friends, started creating tons of shit together, and it was like hunky dory. They even lived close to each other at one point. I'm pretty sure Blade like moved to be closer to Keem so they could just make shit all the time.
Yeah, right.
And it's fucked up because that's pretty much where Blade's career peaks. Like the quest for content and YouTube money accidentally culminated into what would become Blade's downfall, because around the time the Call of Duty YouTube shit started drying up. Like nobody was caring about Call of Duty like that. And Blade was like, well, there's this new website called Twitch. I could start using that, and I'm just gonna start drinking and playing video games. So he made that mistake of doing his first drunk stream where he just got fucked up drinking, and people were like, oh, hey.
This is when it starts to get dark.
I didn't even know that booze consumption was allowed on Twitch.
This was back when it was like Justin TV, though, right?
I think it was like before Twitch was heavily regulated like it is now.
Okay.
Yeah,
because we do get into later about how Blade accidentally meshed into the crowd that really popularized Twitch. Okay. But we'll get into that later.
I think Twitch is owned by Amazon now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Probably, dude. But this stream ruined, like, it changed the trajectory of his life forever, because Blade, like I said, the fame was drying up and people didn't really care about the Call of Duty shit. He's an awful alcoholic, and the people that did stick around for him at this point were like, oh, hell yeah, we're here to just see, like, him get drunk and fuck up and say dumb shit. So all of this just turned into him entering what I call the Tyrant Saga. The Tyrant Saga is where shit gets just dark and fucked up and bad.
Yeah, this dude has either the worst luck ever or he has a curse on him.
It's not really a curse when you just refuse to get help.
It's the curse of Jack Daniels.
Yeah. It's hard to place any of these moments on a timeline because they're all over the place, and a lot of it's like live streamed, so it's hard to pick or find the dates for them, and just archived and shit. But there's a long list of controversy under Blade's belt, and not only because he has like a long YouTube career, but because he loves getting fucked up and streaming everything he does. So there's a lot of fucked up shit on there, and I've tried to do my best to like divide it into 3 categories. So there's the Tyrant Saga, the IRL Saga, and the RV trip. And the Tyrant Saga is when Call of Duty shit gone and Drunk Blade starts. And during this period, Blade and Keem would just walk around like pranking motherfuckers. They would like go to GameStop, take a video of them being like, hey guys, we got the new Call of Duty game, and everybody would rush to them and then find out they didn't have it.
Whoa.
Just being mean, like just being troll lords and shit.
They're so mean.
But it was during like this period where people got to see how Blade acted unfiltered. And it was also when he started drinking a lot. And it's fucked up because Blade Unfiltered, awful person. Like, this is how he acts when he's drunk.
All right, listen. All you poor little virgin little bitches out there, listen up, dude. All those things about drugs, they're great. Drugs are great. Do them. No one ever did drugs and didn't regret it, okay? Do it, dude. Do all your drugs, you little virgin little bitches. Go. Seriously, dude. Because I did Molly in New Orleans and I was feeling lovely. I did Molly in New Orleans. Check it out, dude. Check some water. Fucking.
Yeah, dude. It's just like shit like that, just like going on drunk rants, telling people to do drugs when your fan base consists of like kids and teenagers and shit.
Right.
Not a good look in the YouTube world, you know?
I wasn't on board until that Molly thing.
Yeah, dude.
I took
got
Molly
me
in
back with
Louisiana
that
and it had me feeling, woo, woo.
Drunk Tyrant Blade was like someone that nobody really seemed to like. He had all the Call of Duty fans just egging him on to watch this content. And it was also, honestly, this was around the time where the Call of Duty kids started becoming the 4chan kids. So, boom. They just egg him on to like say shit that would piss people off. Encourage him to say fucked up shit and to harass people, like women and shit. And the second Blade got drunk, it was only a matter of time until shit got dark. There's like a long list of controversies that unfortunately like playing the videos doesn't do justice of, but I compiled a nice little list of them that we can ponder here. He got really drunk and threw a dog on stream once.
That's horrible, but it's so funny just to think of it.
He was just sitting there posted up, and the dog is like a tiny little dog, and it's like sitting on his chest licking him, and he just goes, all right, that's enough, and just picks it up and just like chucks it away from him.
Okay, well, did he throw it off screen or did he?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he could have thrown it.
He claimed that he was just like, there was an ottoman on the ground right there. It was fine.
He's like, I just put it into a pillow.
Yeah. Honestly, who hasn't?
Fuck off me.
Not so much as funny, but there was like, he got really drunk on stream and didn't know this YouTuber was underage when he just starts going on a rant about how he wants to fuck her like really hard. He's like, oh boy, chill.
Going super creep mode.
Has gotten into multiple physical or verbal fights.
He gets hit a lot. He gets punched in the face a lot.
Oh yeah, dude. He
It's
gets punched in the
insane.
face so fucking much.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Smacked, punched in the face.
Have that as a personality trait where they just seem to get people that.
You be an awful drunk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, being an awful drunk. We'll have to ask Patrick about it.
Blade's personality is getting drunk and doing all the things that like a drunk, creepy uncle would do or say. But then the second you punch him, he's like, I'm sorry.
What did I do? What did I do? What I do? What you hit me for?
There's the times he's groped multiple women on stream, and he does that drunk thing where he tries to pass it off like, oh, let me just get around you, and then grabs some titty, and then when you call him out, he's like, oh, I didn't mean to.
This man's committed a litany of sexual battery.
Yeah.
Never threw some hover hands in his life, this guy.
What the fuck are hover hands?
You don't know what hover hands are?
No.
Oh, it's where you like take a photo with a girl and you have no self-confidence, so like you don't touch her.
Oh yeah,
so, like,
yeah,
your hands like
yeah.
around her hip and it's like
That's
off to the
so
side.
fucking funny. I thought you meant like around some beef or some
No,
some
no,
titties
no.
or something. I was like, whoa, Hayden, let's talk.
One of my personal favorite Blade moments, which is a hard one to get on the pod. We're gonna have to do our best to describe this, Chad. So there was a guy who was a huge fan of Blade back in the day.
This
and
is so sad.
He asked Blade to be there when he engaged to his girlfriend or proposed to his girlfriend for some weird reason. Don't know why you would want that to be a thing. But Blade shows up and like at the party, he's in the basement streaming and the girl comes down and they're both blackout drunk and just start making out and shit.
Damn.
And like he's nasty,
The guy we
she's
just showed
nasty.
you.
Okay. And this guy's
Girl.
soon to be wife?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. And it's like they're making out and just like talking about how much they want to fuck each other, and then they're kissing, and then when they pull apart from each other, you see behind them the husband's just standing there watching, and he looks fucking defeated.
That's a sitcom, dude.
Yeah, dude.
It's one of the roughest videos, I think, on
literally
the internet.
plays out like a fucking movie, or like
Yeah,
where
it,
you're
like,
watching the
pans
scenes in a
out
high
over-
school movie where like some dude watches his girlfriend make out with somebody hotter,
Yeah,
but instead
they're
of somebody hotter, it's a dude with fucking missing teeth and leg holes and shit. Like,
They're making out and they shut the medicine cabinet to reveal his face behind.
yeah, dude. Oh my god, it's so fucking funny. But yeah, this is pretty much drunk tyrant Blade to a nutshell. He has like no control, no filter. He fucks over everyone. Like, you should not place an ounce of trust in him. And in the same breath, he was still making content at this time, but like it just got like more and more dark because he had nothing in his brain telling him like, hey, maybe I shouldn't do this. And the first thing I think about when I say that is this video of him and Keemstar where they apparently this little kid was like one of their friends' kids, but they have him and they're like, hey, do you want a new copy of Modern Warfare 2? And he's like, sure. And they're like, do you have an Xbox? And he's like, no. And then they just proceed to like give it to him and then smash the shit in front of him.
Damn.
And like it looks like fake and scripted, and the kid's like, why would you
Was
do
it-
that?
What was that guy's name? Boogeyman? The Boogie 14 or whatever? That
Yeah,
used to
Boogie
smash?
199. Yeah, it's like that. But at the end of the video, OnlyUseMeBlade fucking smashes an ice cream cone into this kid's face.
It looks rough.
And
Whoa.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
Alright.
the kid's totally not acting.
yeah, he's not acting at that part.
Hi, how are you doing? So we got you Modern Warfare 3 for the Xbox. Do you have an Xbox? No? Guess what? We got you an Xbox too. And a controller. So you can play that game. Isn't that awesome? Cool. Give him back. You ready to do this? Mm-hmm. Hold him. Look at it. Look at it. They're gonna be yours.
Why did you do that?
To all of our fans of the Bad Kid Show, happy Thanksgiving. Jaden, this was just a joke. It was just for a video, okay?
So I got you some ice cream. Cool.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, just smashes it into his
Yeah, he
face,
did
makes
it way
the kid
He held
cry.
it on his mouth and shit too. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Who volunteered their child for this?
That
Don't
kid
know.
better have gotten an Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No kidding.
But that video caused a lot of controversy, obviously.
It was like the equivalent of like a shitty Kevin Smith sketch.
I'm gonna be
That's like
honest.
what they thought they were doing.
That was the funniest Keemstar video I've ever seen.
Yeah. They had some okay content when they worked together. And, like, this didn't do much to fuck up Blade's career, especially compared to everything else he's done and will do. But the community didn't appreciate it. The video got, like, flagged, removed, and it... like people use it all the time to try to like come at both of them. Definitely a red mark on their permanent marker. But
Box.
again, not the most fucked up thing he would do, because not much longer after that he would start showing how ugly he can get live on stream when he's drunk.
He starts saying it.
Yeah, dude. So this video,
He puts on the Burger King crown.
Oh, I thought you meant he would like, comb his hair back and like make stupid faces.
nope.
Oh no.
Nope.
Nope.
So to set the scene for this one, this was a girl he was talking to, and he like asked her to be on the stream. So he's just asking her all these questions, and yeah, I'll just play it for you. And we also have a fucking a voice message from a fan to play after this video. I forgot about that. So yeah, this is called OnlyUseMeBlade Drunken Racist Outburst on live stream.
What is your feelings on global appropriation?
I don't know what the fuck that is, and I don't know what the fuck. I don't even know what you're saying.
What I'm saying though, Stepjade, is what is your stance on black people?
What? I love black people.
Nigger lover.
Did you go and say that word? Amazing.
Yeah, something that Blade does, you know?
He found the one Australian girl who wasn't racist.
He found a beautiful Australian girl who wasn't racist, and he just had to call her that. It's funny because the rest of the stream, she logs off and he comes back into the room and starts yelling the N-word, trips over his shit, lands on, like, breaks his chair and starts screaming it again. And then his Twitch mods start calling him, and they're like, yo, get the fuck off the stream, end it now. And I have a message from a friend who I guess was supposedly one of the Discord mods at the time. So this is my buddy Zane. Thanks for sending the message, guy. Here it is.
So I was a mod in OnlyUseMeBlade's Twitch chat roughly around the years like 2013 to 2015, 16. Normally it was just, pretty chill stream. I'd go in there, not have to worry about too many trolls and stuff, and every now and then it'd be like, oh, donate for Jaeger bombs and blah 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 blah, and he'd get a little drunk, a little tipsy. It was fine. But nothing crazy like him passing out or pissing his pants or anything on stream. But towards the end, when I kind of stopped going in and stopped, even trying to deal with that, was There was one stream in particular, and I think you can still find the clips online. He was talking to this girl he used to talk to named Steph Jade, I think. She was Australian, and he had a thing for her, I think, but they would talk sometimes, like be in like a Discord or I guess Skype at the time chat on stream. Yeah, and they were in like a Skype chat, and he was pretty hammered. And this night in particular, he was super drunk, and he had went to the other room to grab something, and he came back in, and I think he tripped on something and like said the N-word, and she was like, "You can't say that," and I think he said it again, and that was like, I mean, remember me and the other mods in the Twitch chat were like kind of freaking out, like, hey, we need to like, he can't be saying stuff like this, we need to like take this offline like right now. And so, like, we were trying to get access to his stream deck so we could cut the stream, because obviously, like, first and foremost, I mean, like, we cared about him, like, and, like, even if he was fucking up at the time, we wanted to get it offline so he didn't get banned, but I can't remember if this was the same night that he actually ended up passing out on stream instead, so it didn't really matter that he just, like, fell asleep and stayed on stream, but that started happening too.
Yeah. Thank you for sending that in, Zane. Yeah, so as you can see, Blade likes saying it, likes being a piece of shit. So shortly after he uploaded this video, or after this happened, he uploaded a video titled "I Need to Quit Drinking," and it just was him kind of being like remorseful and apologetic over his drunk actions. And being like, "Oh, guys, all right, I'm gonna get help. I'm done doing that." But unfortunately, that was a lie.
That was bullshit.
Done letting it rip.
Yeah, never. This wouldn't be an episode if that's where the story ended.
If he got reformed like PewDiePie.
If we made a video about everyone who said the N-word.
The Ground Score Champs, the podcast about YouTubers who said the N-word.
Pretty much.
Yeah. The only ones that stuck around after this point were the people that realized they could manipulate Blade into doing fucked up things on the stream. There were our last few efforts to preserve his legacy as a YouTuber, a Call of Duty YouTuber, that is, by getting him to try to sign up to events and to try to get him onto other games and even get sober, but they all fell short. And UseMeBlade started spiraling, dude. This is the Tyrant Saga starts with a couple of N-words and it just ends with a spiral, you know?
It spirals very quickly.
Yeah. It spirals into what we could only call the IRL saga, which is when Twitch starts becoming really popular. When do you know what like IRL streaming is?
Yeah.
So like
people sit there and bullshit, or
yeah, it was like a blanket term for any streams that weren't like gaming based, like people doing art, telling jokes, etc., etc. But for the most part,
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah, it was innocent as hell, you know. But that's until like people like Ice Poseidon joined and shit. And like, do you know Ice Poseidon?
I've heard the name a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a popular as fuck streamer, and like you haven't seen any of his shit before, right, Chad?
Nope.
Dude, Ice Poseidon was just like,
didn't he end up making like another website to like stream other bullshit? I thought there was an Ice Poseidon like.
I think you might be thinking of Vitaly,
maybe,
who was like a prankster on YouTube.
There's so many.
Ice Poseidon may have.
So many infamous characters.
Oh wait, the CX Network maybe.
I have no idea what it's called.
Okay,
there's
so
like
like
another stream.
Ice Poseidon was like a successful streamer, and he had like a whole clique of fans, and they had something called the CX Network. And he had like a whole bunch of fans he called Andes, and all these people would just do like IRL streaming. They would like walk around town, go to parties, go like anything they did, they would like stream it to Twitch, and people would like donate and tell them to do shit, and like they would take dares, things like that.
Can you imagine being around someone who has a laptop set up on like the island at your friend's house? And
or
like,
even just like those people who used to have like the head setups.
Yeah.
Like the, what are they called? The Pro Gear?
The GoPro shit?
GoPros, yeah.
Yeah. See, like that was like the whole Ice Poseidon crew. Like these people would be walking around like downtown LA with backpacks with like chargers in them and shit, so they could like be charging their phone at all times. Like They would mainly stream from their phones, but
okay.
yeah, it was a really weird period of time, and his whole clique and everybody involved with it were like the.
Was this pre-Pokemon Go?
Way
Ice Poseidon got his start with Pokemon Go.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah, he's kind of the person that started like IRL streaming.
He's only been around that long.
He would like be out like streaming him doing Pokemon Go streams.
Yeah.
Better
'Cause I remember
Pokemon
seeing
go
a
to the
bunch of people do
polls.
that.
Yeah, and he started getting banned for it, but then when Twitch allowed that to be a thing, he was like, oh fuck yeah, dropped the Pokemon Go shit and would just go walk around downtown and meet people. So he started that whole thing, and he was like pretty chill at first, but became like a real douchey bro. I don't know, that whole culture was just so fucked up that it ended up like his career ending thing was like he got on a plane and somebody swatted him and they like called in a bomb threat under his name doing like an impression of him and shit, and it just like ended his whole shit. But that's Ice Poseidon's story. He ties in with Blade in a really weird way, because he like, I don't know, dude, they met. Ice was just like, oh, here's this like cringy drunk loser, I'm gonna fucking,
It's a lolcow.
yeah, dude.
He's like, I found me a lolcow.
Honestly, we need to find us a Terre Haute little cow just to follow around and stream them getting fucked up.
He's sitting right next to us.
Oh yeah, he's on this week's episode of the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Happy to be here.
Happy to be here. So yeah, Blade became like a part of that circle and was kind of like a friend and a spectacle in a sense. And at the time of finding Ice Poseidon, Blade was already at this point like full-time professional drunk. Like he was seasoned into doing dumb shit on stream for money. So when he met Ice Poseidon, who brought him a whole fucking bunch of fans and a whole bunch of money, he was like, bet. And it unfortunately just worked, you know, like they made a lot of money and a lot of fans together.
What he reminds me of the most is just like the kid at recess who you dare to eat stuff.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like Blade would be the dude who you dare to eat stuff, and then Ice Poseidon would be the dude making the dare because he's too scared to do it himself.
Yeah.
Blade looks like that dude who brags about not getting cold and like wears shorts outside during winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
He likes to wear Fat Farm and cargo shorts all year round.
Yeah, and it's like fucked up because Blade didn't need the toxicity of like Ice Poseidon's crew at this point in his life, because they just gave him a platform and money to keep. Like I feel like if he had stopped before he met, like if Ice Poseidon was never in the picture, he would have quit drinking, or at least quit YouTube and just faded into obscurity. But they like made him last a little longer in a sense, because like Ice Poseidon lived in LA, so they just bring him out there and let him live there, but they would torture the fuck out of him. So that just pushes a man like further into alcoholism and shit.
Yeah.
But he fucking deserved it because he was an asshole, dude. Like when he lived with them, he would just like do fucked up shit all the time. And there's like this video I found to kind of highlight how he acted at the house, where he would, like this video, he spills something and then bullies this autistic kid into cleaning it up and like makes him cry, dude.
Oh no.
You're a piece of shit, dude. Do you look at what the fucking alcohol abuse you done did on the shit, dude?
No, I'm gonna tell her back. 1 second.
Donation hype.
Yo, go to the sponge, bitch. The fuck is this motherfucker?
THC and watermelon.
Staff love skipping let us hear this.
So you can see him just kind of being a fucking asshole there. If I skip forward a little bit, there's like a part where he's just literally watching this dude clean it up and just like yelling in his face while he does it. It's just like, bro, how could you be this shitty? That's the sound of him crying if the listeners couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone telling him it's okay.
That's you skip forward 5 minutes and the kid's shirtless and crying. So
Yeah, I want to know where his shirt went. I also want to know why that kid was there in a house full of assholes.
Well, where there's a house full of assholes, there's always one autistic kid to be bullied. I think it's just statistics.
Jeez.
That's just like That's how it works, dude. I was the autistic kid getting bullied in a house full of assholes.
And now you have a podcast.
Yeah, dude.
Wonder if that guy has a podcast.
I feel like they keep him around. They're just like, hey, where's the weirdest looking kid we could keep around? We need a computer guy or something. Somebody who's not as cool and doesn't get pussy like us.
It's funny you brought that up, Hayden, because the kid in that video is Mark Maron.
He grew up to meet Obama.
So who's your guys?
You gotta follow yourself, dude. Believe in your dreams. Bet on yourself.
So bullying a autistic kid, just the tip of the iceberg. Once again, videos aren't gonna do justice. So here's some more highlights of some of the ways he's acted. He's pissed all over the house when he was piss drunk, forgetting about it and blaming it on other people entirely. You know, classic drunk shit. Tried to fuck a streamer's girlfriend in front of him, and she said no. He proceeded to hurl insults at her and the streamer, calling. He's like, "You're a shitty streamer, you fucking F-word, N-word." Starting a fight like midstream at like a party at Ice Poseidon's. Starting a fight with Discord mods, only to just start screaming the N-word like nonstop all the time, like just shit like that, dude. And all this shitty behavior was rewarded with money and status from Twitch.
And booze.
If you give a man alcohol and $4, he'll do anything. And all of this shit, the Ice Poseidon, the IRL streaming, snowballed into an event that would change Blade's life altogether. Chad knows what it is, but outside
This
view.
is how I was introduced to him as well.
Yeah, dude. Outside view, where do you think it just goes from here?
What? Oh, I mean, it can't be up.
You had to take a shot in the dark.
Okay, take a shot in the dark. So the last thing he was doing was IRL streaming.
Yep.
He's going to live stream a murder.
Very close. Yeah, wow.
Really? Okay.
Wow. Okay, so Ice Poseidon started a thing called the RV Trip, which was a Twitch event of sorts where Ice and a handful of IRL streamers got in an RV, traveled around streaming a majority of the time, capturing everything they did. Like everybody in the van streaming on their respective platforms. And I think they even had one that would just get everything all together. So you could tune into any of these dudes' streams at any time and see what was going on. And I don't remember how many there were, but there were a handful. And I'm pretty sure Blade was on like a couple of them. And this all just... It spiraled horribly, you know? Like, naturally, the RV filled with just weird-ass people and awful people is a bad idea. But when you throw in, like, the drunk who's got a history of fighting people and groping women and saying racist shit, it ain't gonna be a good idea. And unfortunately for Blade, he became, like, the main focus of the trip, as at this point, everybody was only focused on his antics. So everybody tuned in and would just... like control everything around him so they would fuck with him. And it turned into like people I'm pretty sure the cops got called on them a couple times in the streams. People would pull pranks on Blade, like pour like hot ass water on him in his sleep.
Jesus.
Piss on him. Blade had
Like a fucked up Truman Show, kind of.
Yeah. Blade at one point had been drinking so much that he developed leg holes, where his like the flesh was just rotting away and shit. And at one point, holes in his legs, just rotting away.
Legs.
Yeah. Leg holes.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, dude, me either. But like streamers would take donations to pour Jaeger in his leg holes. Yeah, they treated the man like shit.
What? Do you have videos of that?
Oh, you know what? I'm pretty sure
God,
I do.
please. Also, I really gotta fucking piss.
Yeah, you can pause it real quick.
All right, Hayden, are you done pottying?
Yes.
Okay.
I appreciate the break.
We're back.
So, to set the scene, Blade was passed out drunk, and a stream sniper pulled up, and they paid him to pour Jaeger on his legs.
Explain what it...
So it says... Make or Break Andy donated $3.33. Press 1 if he ends it to never forgive him. Press 2 if he pours Jaeger on his leg hole to forever. Press 1 if he ends it to I don't know. So, yeah, people are paying him to do this.
You want me to fuck around and pour some Jaeger on some leg holes?
Is it still the same guy?
No.
Oh, okay. As I say, this guy looks handsome.
Yeah, no, that's another guy. UseMeBlade is the guy who's passed out. He's about to pour
He's
it
the
on
one
me.
with the leg holes.
Sorry. Okay. Oh, no.
Just pulling up this man's pant legs as he's asleep.
It's very fucked up.
This is sick.
He's so drunk you can just pull up his size 46 jeans like that.
Wow.
Oh, it's right in his knee.
He could have done that like over by the table.
I don't know if he could have. He's pretty fucked up.
That leg hole looks about the size of...
Is it in his ankle or his
It's like
knee?
a Band-Aid. It's like a Band-Aid size.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking huge.
It's like an oval.
Is that a leg hole confirmed?
Oh my god. He's gonna pop up screaming, right? Dude, that can't feel good.
Jaeger's so thick and shit too.
Oh my god.
And he doesn't wake up. That's a fucked up thing. It's just pouring Jaeger on an open wound like that. Yeah. And that's like... that's just kind of how they would treat Blade. And here's like another video. This is kind of more, I guess, on the lighter side, but he fell asleep and they were painting his face to look like Pepe the Frog. And he woke up in the middle of it. And just like this whole meltdown, I think, is unintentionally some of the best comedy ever.
You're such a... Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Fuck you. Hey, bounce off, you bitch. Fuck you.
He's got a green face.
Fuck you, dude. I will kill you. I will kill you. No, I will kill you, dude. You think I will kill you, dude? I will kill you. I will murder you.
He looks like the Isle of Totals kid.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
He does, dude.
So this kind of paints a picture of the abuse that they would inflict on Blade. And he would get drunk, be embarrassing, fall asleep, get pranked, get mad, rinse and repeat, you know? And that's not to say he didn't deserve it, because he was a drunk, abusive asshole to everyone around him at all times. And it wasn't different on the RV. Like, he would literally, like, just punch people, call people slurs, piss on them, pass out drunk in their bed, and then like piss all over it in the middle of the night.
And get his leg hole juice all over the comforter.
Get the leg touch those leg holes on shit, dude. At this point, Blade's alcoholic tendencies were on full display for everyone to see, which was unfortunate for him, as one of his biggest tendencies was to be a fucking creep towards any woman that came near him. And this all spiraled and into an event with the streamer Gucci's, who was just a streamer on Twitch and YouTube, another IRL streamer, not too famous, but she somehow cross streams.
Cross streams?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. She cross streams with them and joined for the party for a handful of days. And during the duration of her time, Blade was just fucking creepy towards her, dude. Would like say weird shit to her, would like sniff her. There was like videos of her like straight up being like, "Hey dude, you're like a fucking creep, you know that?" And he'd just be like, "So what? Like, who cares?" But what's even worse is this video of him. It's an interaction he had with this Gucci's girl, and I guess to set the scene, they're all just getting drunk on stream, and he's talking to her, and somebody caught this moment candidly, but he says this to her just dead-eyed. He says, "Have you ever been R-worded?"
Damn.
And then his response after she says no is even creepier.
Inquiring minds.
Looks her in the eyes and
Like
says,
a straight villain.
you should be R-worded. So yeah, turns into a real creep. The creepiness towards her persisted for days, and all of it was caught live on stream. And it all eventually spiraled into her being assaulted live on stream. on this RV bus. And the whole like situation, so like here's how it happened. On one camera you catch OnlyUseMeBlade and this other streamer named Bjorn, both drunk assholes, both abusive. They're just sitting there smoking, drinking, talking, and this girl Gucci's is in the back and she's passed out, and he like is on stream and he's just like looks over at the other dude and goes, "Should I go fuck Gucci's?" And he's just like, "Sure."
Are you saying Gucci's or Gucci's?
Gucci's, like goo cheese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Brian OnlyUseMeBlade looks at the camera and says, "I gotta go pee." But then if you look on one of the other streams, it shows him walking back into the room she was asleep in, and he like takes his clothes off and slides under the blanket. And like you don't see like actual like penetration or threat. Like you don't really see much of anything besides him crawl under the blankets. But after that, like Gucci's came out and was like, "He assaulted me," you know? So that's where Blade's at this point rough. In the RV trip. Yes.
I know the internet's an awful place.
Yes.
And he for sure got donation hype.
For that?
Oh yeah.
I don't know, dude.
You would think?
See, I don't think people really noticed what was going on until like afterwards, and people put together the points. They were like, "Whoa, wait a second, isn't that where she's sleeping?" And blah blah blah.
Yeah, you know the internet. They
actually no. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, people in the stream were encouraging the guy who was still awake to go check on her, because there's a video of him running into the room, but he's like, "Look, they're just sleeping."
Damn, I have a lower opinion of the internet than I should.
I'm sure some people were encouraging, dude. Yeah, it was the internet.
The internet sucks.
So after all this happened, like they got Gucci's back. Like she said without any hesitation, OnlyUseMeBlade raped me. But she went back on that later on and said it was more of an assault. Whatever she says, like that man assaulted her.
He did something.
And that's shitty. And you can't argue that he's not like a fucking weirdo or a creep or a racist when there's a video of him on record saying this.
It's not rape if they don't have an orgasm. Fuck it.
So yeah, OnlyUseMeBlade.
That's his opener.
Yeah, that's. He said that's the CeeLo Green defense on my mama.
Damn.
On my mama.
On my mama. So
now I think you're lying.
If she didn't come, you must have quit.
Yeah.
That bitch is lying.
You can't deny anything that people say about OnlyUseMeBlade during this period of time when he has said that on record. And there's been multiple times when people ask him about these allegations and the gropings and shit, and this is what he's had to say.
I just have a lot of love to give. So if some random fucking ugly whore bitch gets groped, she gets groped. Accept it. You should be fucking welcome, whore. You should be fucking welcome, whore. Seriously, you should be fucking honored that would ever grope you, you stupid bitch.
Yeah. So he went from respected, loved Call of Duty YouTuber to this. So it's safe to say the man did that shit, yeah?
Yeah. He sucks.
Blade's time spent with the IRL streaming world had been nothing but abuse, drugs, booze, rape, and exploitation all around. And this was like the final controversy that cemented his position into the LOLcow Hall of Fame, as he had officially gone from respected Call of Duty streamer to rejected IRL streamer. His rise started with the capture card and ended in RV.
Ended with him trying to capture some pussy.
Yeah.
That was not inviting him.
And it's a really fucking sad, like, he's a piece of shit, but it's a sad story on the effects internet fame has on you. Because at any point, this man could have gotten his shit in check. He could have quit while he was ahead, but it was like that classic trope of just being like, oh, like I can get myself back in the limelight and I'll do whatever it takes to get there.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it was probably also just the nature of doing the IRL stream thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're doing nothing and you're sustaining your life. So it's basically what is it? Like reinforcing his like bullshit behavior to like, oh, okay, I still get this money. So
yeah, it's a very dangerous
why not keep
foundation to have to get paid to drink.
Yeah,
because there's no longevity in it. And it's not good for your health. You can't put. you can't tell
holds.
Insurance companies that
I'm a professional drinker.
Yeah.
Look at what happened to Shoe Nice.
Dribbles out of my shins.
After all this shit,
Shoe Nice is badass though.
Yeah. Not really. He's kind of got the same story.
He's
really?
done some pretty not
Well,
badass
okay,
stuff.
so I'll tell you.
That's another episode.
Yeah, Shoe Nice is an episode of this podcast for sure.
Okay, so I'll say the videos I've seen of him chugging shit is badass.
It's badass
not
until
him as
you
a
dive
person.
deep, which ground core. I have stories of me interacting with ground score champs that I will put on the episode when we do it on Shoe Nice, coming to the future. But to get back on track, wrap it up a little bit, Blade started getting booted from all the platforms. Started getting booted from YouTube, Twitch. Only time you could really see him was on other people's streams or on streams featured on like new accounts that would be quickly deleted. Unfortunately for OnlyUseMeBlade, much like the last subject of our podcast, he found himself on the podcast Have a Seat with Chris Hansen.
Yep, a lot of them end up there.
Yeah, because they wanted to ask him about his take on this whole RV trip. Because I don't know if you knew the story, Hayden, but Chris Hansen, for a period of time, got into trying to tackle internet predators. There's a long list of people on YouTube that have just been getting away with this kind of shit. And Chris Hansen was like, I'm going to bust them. So he started a podcast where he would interview all these victims of like people and try to bust these people. But in the end, it just turned into like the Chris Hansen exploitation hour because nobody ever got arrested.
Yeah.
He just had victims come on and explain their trauma to people for them to ridicule. But at one point, he had OnlyUseMeBlade on, and he asks him about the his side of the story in the RV trip. And I just wanted to play it so people could hear his side and just be like, yeah, that's bullshit. Here it is.
Now, when you are at the helm there in the RV, you say, I'm going to, after you talk about having sex with Gucci's, whether you're joking or not, you say, I'm going to go pee. Almost like you're making an excuse to go back there and do what you said you were going to do. How do you explain that?
I mean, honestly, I had to urinate before I went to go sleep. That's honestly what that is. If you watch the tape, you see me go into the bathroom for like probably less than 30 seconds and then come out, and then I go back to the bed to sleep. Now, as I'm doing this, obviously, Bjorn, who I believe it was my chat that he had my little selfie stick set up with the phone and everything.
So right here, he's just kind of explaining the whole thing about him like having to go pee and shit, which is just him trying to save face for actually going back in the room and committing assault. But yeah,
Jack's like, go back and check. And then when he goes back and checks on me, I'm literally attempting to sleep. I think I was back to back with Gucci's. There's video and clips of that.
So he doesn't deny
I
sleeping
literally
in the
was
same
just
bed.
trying to.
he doesn't deny sleeping in the same bed, but he didn't need to because there was beds for everybody.
So
to
that's
sleep
already
in.
like super sus.
Yeah.
And then I came out because like I could hear Bjorn talking about he's not doing anything wrong, and I think I went to go talk to him, but then I went back and tried to go back to sleep. There is this one clip where there's 3 windows, and in the middle window is just air blowing in, and so stuff's flying around. I tried to cover Gucci's with a blanket at one point and tried to get back to sleep. And then I believe Bjorn tried to put the camera in there, and I don't think that watching a man sleep is interesting. I'm a heavy sleeper when I finally do get to sleep, so
his whole side of the story was essentially it was cold in there and I was pulling the blankets over her.
Yeah.
Which, bullshit. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was like the last major thing about Blade was this whole thing, the revelation of his leg holes. There was rumors about him getting engaged and married to someone and trying to stay sober, which I imagine is all failed attempts, unfortunately for him. He lost multiple teeth. Like most of his teeth are gone. His hair is patchy.
Not to mention
gone.
the holes in his legs.
The holes in his legs. There was a post I found on Reddit when I was like doing research, and it was a guy who said that he ran into OnlyUseMeBlade at a bar in his town, and most of UseMeBlade's body was like discolored, like almost purple. Like he just looked like a giant bruise.
Wow.
So he's definitely got like necrosis or something. It's definitely fucked up, but ever since then, there's never really been anything from him, and I think it's because.
What's wrong with you?
What?
I keep farting.
He's been ripping ass this whole podcast.
Oh my god, dude, really?
Yeah.
No.
It's been pretty chill over here.
But yeah, there's been nothing else from OnlyUseMeBlade, and that's mainly just because that's the end of his story, dude. He was banned from the platform. He's either probably still drinking or isn't, but he's fucked over a lot of people. There was a police investigation on the Gucci's incident, and I think it came back inconclusive. But that's never indicative of innocence when it comes to police investigations. But yeah, that is the story of OnlyUseMeBlade. And Hayden, you're the guest, so we'll let you call this one.
It's the end,
we do a little segment here at the end where you decide if the person was a ground score champ or a ground score chump.
Oh! I think I gotta give this boy the chump rating, right?
This man's a fucking
chump.
chump.
Yeah,
Big
definitely
chump.
a chump.
Big chump.
You being good at Call of Duty is tight, but like you should never.
Yeah.
That should never be your bread and butter.
Yeah, imagine if he would have found like Counter-Strike, then he wouldn't have
L.
rated.
dude.
That's an L for me.
Chump made.
Loser.
Drinking Jaeger.
Yeah, drinking Jaeger's
Chump.
a dub.
Chump mode.
Yeah.
That was his drink of choice. I think at one point he had a Jaeger cooler in the background.
Jaeger was my high school drink.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Being an IRL streamer, chump. Oh yeah, rape. That's some chump
Pretty
shit.
chumpy.
Yeah.
Pretty
touching
chumpy.
girls.
Oh yeah. Racial slurs.
Oh yeah, slurring. Tony, why'd you wink at us just now?
That's chump made as fuck. Yeah, dude. All around, they should have called him only chump bitch. Yeah, when they found out about the leg holes, they started calling him only lose me leg.
Oh wow. That's
Got his
Yeah.
ass.
So
That's only
Yeah.
Use Me Blade.
that's the story of OnlyUseMeBlade. Once again, we have an Instagram. I think we forgot to plug that at the beginning. God damn it.
That's okay.
We have an Instagram. Shout out
Ground Score
that.
Champs.
Yes, at Ground Score Champs. Send us recommendations for episodes.
Yeah, holler at us there. That's where you can make the best contact with us if you want to suggest stuff, and we do take suggestions.
Hell yeah. Give us feedback.
And shouts out to Hayden Ray for being our first guest.
You got any dates to plug, buddy?
Oh shit.
You got any dates?
Oh yeah, I'm doing that Hobby Wobble show.
Woo.
May 1st.
Hell yeah,
That's
dude.
fine.
Bloomington, Indiana?
Yeah,
May the
Bloomington,
1st be
Indiana,
with
yeah,
you.
8 p.m.
Yeah, give him the details, buddy.
Yeah, that's all I know. Hobby
Bloomington,
Wobbles.
Indiana. Hoppy Wobbles, 8 p.m. Hayden Ray.
Yes.
And a bunch of losers. Just kidding. Yes.
And a kiss.
Thank you for listening. Again, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Chad.
And we got Hayden. And you guys have a good night. Drink and drive.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys.
Now watch this. This will blow your fucking mind. Check this shit out. Look at that. I love food more than I love myself.
Yes, the internet